Hi, Central California. My name is Christina Pasma, and I am a registered nurse at Valley Children's Hospital and a child passenger safety technician instructor. I am also the coordinator of Safe Kids Central California, which is a coalition of agencies that are partnered together to keep children in our community safe from preventable injuries. So this week, I'm super excited to come to you. This is a very different week for us. This is Child Passenger Safety Week. Normally, I wouldn't even be coming virtually. I'd actually be out in the community doing car seat checkups and events with families. So it's a little odd to be doing this virtually with you today. But I wanted to give you some basic information in terms of our California law and also some general car seat basics. Depending on how well you guys like this, we can probably do some more of these live videos to share some more car seat information, as well as some of the other amazing topic areas that our coalition covers. So first of all, let me put this out there. I know that this could potentially go places other than California, as well as outside of the United States. So, in terms of the law and what is recommended in your area, please follow your local laws and your local recommendations. So, kind of giving you some info about our California law. In California, children must be in a car seat or booster seat until they are 8 years old or 4 foot 9 inches tall. We really recommend that children stay in some type of a seat up until 4 foot 9. Most 8-year-olds are still quite small for a seatbelt to fit them appropriately. They must also be facing backwards until they are 2 years old or 40 pounds or 40 inches tall. Again, we recommend that weight limit. This also goes along with what the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends of 2 years of age. I know that many other states and other areas have a forward-facing recommendation at 1 year of age. However, here in California, it must be at least 2 years old, but we really recommend that 40 pounds or 40 inches tall. Going to follow the recommendations of also your car seat manufacturer, because some of them have actually rear facing limits beyond the 40 pounds. So if you can keep them rear facing for longer, even better. Rear facing is actually safest and best. So why do we recommend rear facing? Why do we push for 2 years old? So not only am I a nurse and a car seat tech, I'm also a mom. I'm a mom of 3 kids. So I've got a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And I'm going to tell you that 15 years ago, when we were pregnant with our first child, I was really overwhelmed with the whole car seat thing. I remember going into the store and looking at all of the different seats and being like, which one do we choose? We had absolutely no idea. And the salesperson gave us a recommendation, and he said, you want to pick this one because this is the dummy proof seat. Well, if you follow directions, if you partner with a car seat technician, they can actually all be dummy proof. But we did find a seat that worked really great for us. Um, when I teach out in the community and with families, I always tell them I'm very transparent. For the first 7 years of my oldest son's life, I really didn't touch a car seat, really, because I was afraid. I didn't know how to do it. It seemed really super complicated. Our vehicle seemed really complicated. And it really wasn't until I became a car seat technician that I realized that it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be, especially once you learn how to use your seat with your different vehicle. Now I'm really super passionate about it. Went on to become a car seat technician and an instructor, because I believe that every parent, every caregiver deserves the right to know how to do it and do it safely. So one of the mistakes that we made with our kiddos is that at 1 year of age, we turned our babies forward facing. I now know that that wasn't the best decision. And if I could do it all over again, I absolutely would have made a different decision. I probably would have kept them rear facing until that 40 pounds of age. The reason that we recommend that is actually so important. The seat, when it's rear facing, it functions like a nest. It helps to protect the things that are the most vulnerable on our kids. Their heads are very large in proportion to the rest of their body. Their neck muscles are very weak. So when you have them facing forward and you stop suddenly, their head and their neck happen to have a whipping motion. So in adults, or even older kids, we talk about whiplash. Babies essentially get that whiplash motion as well, but because their muscles are so weak, it can actually cause really severe injuries and death from this. So when they're rear facing, it helps to protect that developing head, neck, spinal cord, and spine. So we want to keep them protected as safe as possible. One of the other recommendations that we have for children is to keep them in a harness as long as possible. Now, our car seat manufacturers know this. They know that this is best practice. And many of them have created car seats that have what I would consider to be an extended life for their harness. You're going to go, when you go to the store, you're going to look for a harness that has a high weight rated limit. Some of them go to 70 pounds, some to 80 pounds, some to 90 pounds, and some of them are even going well above and beyond. One of the most common questions that I get as a car seat tech is, what about our special need kiddos? So special need kids, most of them can use a conventional car seat up until the point that they outgrow that conventional car seat. And that's when we would transition them to a special needs seat. You can also partner with a special needs trained technician, and they can assist you if you have additional questions in that area. So there are many different types of car seats. There are what we call rear facing only seats, or many families call them the infant carriers. Those are only meant to be facing rear facing. We then have what's known as a convertible car seat. So it converts, it goes from backwards to forwards. So once they outgrow that rear facing only seat, they transition into that convertible seat up until they outgrow the weight limits of that seat or the height limits, depending on the kiddo, because all of our kids are different. And then they can either go directly into what we call a combination seat, which is like a booster seat with a harness. You would use that seat up to the point that they outgrow the weight limit of that harness and it converts to a booster seat. Or depending on the developmental level of the kid, they can go directly into a booster seat themselves. And then from there, they would transition to a seat belt. So each of those seats has a whole bunch of things that education that goes along with them. Want to make this video nice and short and sweet. So I think this afternoon we'll come back on and we'll talk a little bit more about rear facing only seats, or those infant carriers. So stay tuned. If you found this video to be helpful, please let us know in the comments. If there's other educational topics or questions that you have, please also let us know in the comments, and we'll be happy to address them either in another live video or also on our Facebook page. So thank you so much for joining us. Again, we'll come back this afternoon to talk about our rear facing only car seats. Thank you so much. Have a great morning.